We will take up the plaint structure at a glance, which is to be drafted in accordance with Order 7 of CPC. In the earlier lecture also we have studied the essentials of a plaint, and as we discussed earlier also that first of all, when you are drafting a plaint, you are supposed to write down the name of the court first of all, and name of the court is to be decided according to hierarchy of the courts and their powers. Then second item of a plaint is suit number. Then third, name and description of the plaintiff, and if there are more than one plaintiffs, then the name and description of all the plaintiffs is to be mentioned here. Then face off, against whom you are filing this suit. Again, the name and description of the defendant, and if there are more than one defendants, then the name and description of all the defendants is to be given in the plaint. Then comes the main body of the plaint, where you will write down the important facts. Then I told you 4 important paragraphs of a judgment: CVLJ. C stands for cause of action, V for valuation, L for limitation, and J for jurisdiction. These are 4 compulsory paragraphs in a plaint. So far as cause of action is concerned, you will have to write down as to why you are going to file a suit. What is the cause of action? In our illustration, the builder refused to execute deed in favor of the purchaser, hence the cause of action arose, and the valuation of the suit was 1 crore rupees, since the valuation of the flat was 1 crore. And if you are filing suit well within limitation, you are supposed to mention one of the paragraph in your plaint. And jurisdiction has 3 dimensions. You will write down that this court has territorial jurisdiction. Since the property is situated in sector 62 Noida, so the court of district Gautam Buddha Nagar has the territorial jurisdiction, and you are filing this suit in the court of civil judge senior division because the pecuniary valuation is 1 crore rupees. So it has to be filed in the court of civil judge senior division, and subject matter wise also, since it is a matter of relating to immovable property. So according to section 15 to 20 CPC, the court has jurisdiction to hear this matter. Then comes the relief clause. Lastly, what relief you are going to claim from the court. In our illustration, our relief is that builder may kindly be directed to execute deed in favor of purchaser. Then next part of the plaintiff's signature. Plaintiff has to sign the plaint. His counsel will also put his signature there. Then place where you have drafted this plaint and date on which you have signed it. And then last comes the verification clause. And after verification, once again, the signatures of plaintiff are required. So in nutshell, these are the main 15 ingredients of a plaint. And if I talk about the improved version of the same, then name of the court is to be mentioned according to Order 7 Rule 1. Then you write down suit number dash dash of the year. Year you know, so year you can write down 2017 or 2021 as the case may be. But suit number you do not know. So suit number you will leave blank. Then comes name, parentage, age, address of the plaintiff or plaintiffs according to Order 7 Rule 1. Then versus name, parentage, age and address of the defendant according to Order 7 Rule 1 Clause C. Then comes heading and title of the plaint. In our case, heading will be suit for specific performance of the contract. Then comes the body of the plaint, where you write down the main facts of the case, and body contains 2 portions. A, substantial portion, the facts constituting and giving you cause of action, and then formal portion of the plaint comes, where the compulsory paragraphs are to be written in the plaint. Then, as usual, cause of action is to be mentioned according to Order 7, Rule 1E. Valuation is to be mentioned according to Order 7, Rule 1I, plus court fees is to be paid according to valuation. Then you will write down limitation, that the suit is well within limitations according to Order 7, Rule 6. Then jurisdiction, you will mention that this honorable court has jurisdiction to try the case. Then relief claimed is to be written according to Order 7, Rule 7. Signatures are to be appended according to Order 6, Rule 14. Verification is to be done according to Order 6, Rule 15. Place and date you will mention, and the signatures of the plaintiff are required according to Order 6, Rule 14. So here is the final draft of the plaint before you, and facts of the case we have already understood that this is a dispute between builder and the purchaser. Builder is not executing the sale deed, and purchaser has already paid a sum of rupees 10 lakh in advance. So first of all, the selection of the case, selection of the name of the court, in the Court of Civil Judge, Senior Division, Noida. Why Senior Division? Because the valuation of the suit is 1 crore. Then comes suit number dash dash of 2017. The name and description of the plaintiff is A. Son of B, aged about 40 years, resident of flat number 918, Pavilion Court 10, JP Greens, Wishtown, Sector 128. He is the plaintiff versus X son of Y is the defendant, who is the builder who has built the flat. Then we go with the center heading or title of the plaint, that is suit for specific performance of the contract. The plaintiff above named most respectfully submits as under. Now comes the body of the plaint. You will mention the important facts borrowed from your agreement to purchase the house. So para 1 says that defendant X. See, defendant is the builder. Defendant X agreed to sell his house with plaintiff for a sum of rupees 1 crore only on 1/1/2017. The said agreement was duly registered in the office of sub-registrar on 1/1/2017 itself, and this registered agreement is entered in register number 1 at pages 289 to 296. Then defendant had received a sum of rupees 10 lakh only as advance money by check number so and so dated 1/1/2017 of SBI. The balance money 90 lakh was to be paid at the time of registration of the sale deed in the office of sub-registrar Noida. The said check was debited from the account of plaintiff on 12th January and was credited in the account of defendant on the same day. And third point, sale deed was to be executed within 6 months from the date of agreement, that is up to 30th June 2017. Then next important fact is that plaintiff went to the residence of defendant on second Sunday in the month of April 2017 and requested him that he is ready with a sum of rupees 90 lakhs and requested him to execute the sale deed on the next day. But the defendant told him that he will be out of station on that day in connection with his appointment with his doctor. See, the builder is avoiding the meeting and avoiding the execution of sale deed. Para 5, that it was also agreed that if A will not be ready to get the sale deed executed in time after payment of balance money, he will forfeit his earnest money. But if the builder fails to execute the sale deed in time agreed in the agreement, he will have to return double the amount, that is 20 lakh rupees. Para 6, thereafter the plaintiff requested the defendant to execute the sale deed in his favor on mobile phone so many times, but he paid no heed to the request of the plaintiff. Then plaintiff sent 3 emails to the defendant in the month of May 2017, requesting him to execute the sale deed in his favor, but he kept on giving false promises. Then plaintiff sent a notice dated 5th June 2017. See, the month of June has come. I'm worried. My money is being pocketed by the builder. So I'm sending a notice dated 5th June 2017 to the defendant by registered AD post through his counsel and requested him to come to the office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 20th June for execution of sale deed on 20th June. The said notice was received by the defendant on 9th June. The plaintiff remained in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 20th June 2017 from morning till evening, but the defendant failed to appear. The plaintiff got his attendance marked in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida at 10 a.m. and at 5 p.m. on 20th June. See, the builder is avoiding the sale deed. Now, para 8 says that plaintiff again sent a notice dated 21st June 2017 to the defendant by registered AD post through his counsel and requested him to come to the office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 30th June 2017 for execution of sale deed. Dear students, you know that the time of sale deed is expiring on 30th June 2017. So I am giving a notice, and said notice was received by the defendant on 25th June 2017. Again, plaintiff remained present in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida on 30th June 2017 from morning till evening, but defendant did not turn up. The plaintiff got his attendance marked in the register in the office of Sub-Registrar Noida at 10 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the evening. Now see, the builder has not executed the sale deed. 30th June has expired. Now, before filing a suit, I advise you as a lawyer that you should issue a final notice to the defendant. Otherwise, in the absence of this final notice, court may or may not award you the cost of the suit. So para 9 says that before filing the suit, plaintiff again sent a notice dated 1st July 2017 to defendant by registered AD post, requesting him to execute the sale deed in his favor on 10th July, failing which a suit for specific performance will be filed against him at his cost, risk, and responsibility. And this final notice was also duly received by the builder on 4th July 2017. But he failed to reply and refused to execute the sale deed in favor of the plaintiff unless an additional amount of 25 lakh rupees was paid to him on 10th July 2017. See, now the builder has started demanding 25 lakh rupees additional amount. And para 10 is compulsory to write down that plaintiff is ready and willing to perform his part of the contract. Plaintiff is ready to pay balance amount of money to the defendant or is ready to deposit the same in the court. Now, 4 compulsory paragraphs, CVLJ. C stands for cause of action. Para 11, that cause of action for the suit arose on 20th June 2017, when date was given to the builder to come to the office of Sub-Registrar and execute the sale deed. Second date was given 30th June. Third date was given 10th July, but the defendant failed and refused to execute the sale deed in favor of plaintiff. Then jurisdiction, that this suit is well within jurisdiction of this honorable court, since the agreement was entered into at Noida and property to be sold is also present at Noida. Now comes valuation, that the valuation of the suit is rupees 1 crore for the purposes of jurisdiction and payment of court fee, and proper ad valorem court fee has been paid. Then comes limitation, that the suit is filed well within limitation period. Last comes the prayer. The plaintiff therefore prays that number 1, the suit for specific performance of the contract dated 1/1/2017 may kindly be decreed in favor of plaintiff as against the defendant with cost. And alternative prayer is number 2. Alternatively, it is prayed that if, in the opinion of this honorable court, relief for specific performance cannot be given, the defendant may kindly be directed to refund double the amount of earnest money, that is 20 lakh rupees, along with 18% interest per annum from 1/1/2017 till the date of payment. This is your alternative relief. And third relief is customary to write down always that any other relief which this honorable court deems fit in the circumstances of the case may kindly be granted to the plaintiff. Then comes verification. Verification, I told you that plaintiff is required to verify all the paragraphs of the plaint. You see, in your present plaint, you have drafted 15 paragraphs. First, paragraph number 1 to 10 are the facts which are given by client to the counsel. Whereas para number 11 to 15 are legal paragraphs which are given by the counsel to the client. But this verification has to be done by the plaintiff personally. So verification is to be done like this. I, the plaintiff above named, do hereby verify that the contents of this plaint from paragraph 1 to 10 are true to my personal knowledge, and contents of paragraph 11 to 15 from legal advice received, which all I believe to be true, and then plaintiff will put his signature. These paragraph 11 to 15 are CVLJ, C for cause of action, V for valuation, L for limitation, and J for jurisdiction clauses of the. Now, lastly, dear students, you are supposed to write down the details of property which you want should be sold to you under the heading schedule of property. And schedule of property has to be drafted very carefully, otherwise you may lose the case, or even if the case is decreed, the property which will be written in the decree will be wrong, and wrong execution of decree will be done. So schedule of property says all that property, 3 BHK, flat, area 2000 square feet, bearing number 906, situated at 9th floor, Designers Park, Sector 62, Noida, district Gautam Buddha Nagar, UP, bounded and butted as under. So you have to write down what is situated in the northern side of the flat to be sold, what is situated on southern side, what is situated on western and eastern side, and then top side and down side. Always remember the word news. I have highlighted in red color. N stands for north, E for east, W for west, and S for south. But nowadays, since the buildings are multi-storied, you will write down what is on the top of the floor which is to be sold to you, and what is on the downside of the flat which is to be sold to you. So this is schedule of property, which is always a part of play. You are supposed to draft it in your play. Then where you have done this verification, verified at Court Compound, Noida, you will have to write down the place. Verified at Court Compound, Noida, on this first day of August 2017. This is the date of signing and verification of the plaint. Again, after verification, the signature of plaintiffs are to be appended. And since this plaint has been drafted through some advocate, you will write down presented through ABC advocate. And then ABC advocate, the counsel concerned, will also put his signatures on the plaint. So these are the important ingredients of the plaint.